Day 51 in the Elijah Vue case. Where is 3-year-old Elijah Vue? Elijah Vue went missing on February the 20th, 2024 in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, when his mother handed him over to boyfriend Jesse Vang for discipline to be like a man at 3 years old. Just like Sebastian, the police say they have no evidence that he was abducted, and they have no evidence that he just walked off on his own. I has went through more than 10,000 videos and over 1,500 tips, and still we are not one stitch closer to finding out where Elijah Vue may be, despite his mother, Katrina Bauer, and her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, being in jail on child neglect charges. And also remember that on March the 19th, 2024, they found little Elijah's red and white plaid blanket 3.7 miles away from the apartment in which he disappeared from, on a Goodwin Road, I believe was the road name, Goodwin Road. That revamped up some searches in that area, but police say they're confident they're getting closer to where they need to be searching. Still, how did his blanket get on the side of the road? We have been so caught up in trying to find Sebastian for good reason, but we have not explored all of the avenues with a 3-year-old Elijah Vue. We need some content creators to go up to Wisconsin, get out of Hendersonville. Let's breathe for a minute. Let's go find this 3-year-old baby. Despite being in jail, they still have not indicated at all that they have had anything to do with Elijah's disappearance. I'm talking about the mother and the boyfriend, Jesse Vang. So will we ever know how many missing children go missing every year that are never found? There are a lot of similarities in this case with a lot of other cases I've seen where the child is just not found. I don't wish that for baby Elijah. I feel like that we need to focus on him for a minute, because him and Sebastian went missing around the same time, true, within days of each other. And they are the only two that remain on the Amber Alert. So I want to go back and revisit some clues, and I'll be joining some discussions, live discussions about Elijah Vue, I hope. And let's put our heads together and think about where this blanket was found. And there have been many guesses on many maps, but something happened to this baby. If he did wander off alone and he walked 3.7 miles by himself and ended up on a desolate road by desolate farms, and he said, well, this is a good place to drop my blanket. No, this child is missing. He was either sold, unalived, or kidnapped. So where is he? Let's talk about it. Make sure you bookmark this so you can find your way back.
We're getting a clearer picture today of the Elijah Vue disappearance, as the Two Rivers police chief doesn't believe the toddler was taken by a stranger.
We have nothing leading us to believe that he was abducted in any way. And nothing to say that he just simply walked off.
Our coverage continues as we ask the tough questions on the status of what was known by authorities and when, as well as where the investigation now stands.
Balanced news and severe weather coverage. This is Fox 11 News at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight at 5. Today marks 52 days since Elijah Vue was reported missing from a Two Rivers apartment.
The 3-year-old still has not been found, and an Amber Alert for him remains active. Vue was reported missing on February 20th. At the time of his disappearance, he was staying with his mother's boyfriend, Jesse Vang. Vang, along with Vue's mother, Katrina Bauer, have both been charged with child neglect. In addition to law enforcement searching for the boy, citizen volunteers continue to comb the region. Fox 11's Emily Matesic sat down with the Two Rivers police chief and has a closer look at the search for Elijah and where the investigation stands.
It's been 52 days since 3-year-old Elijah Vue was reported missing.
Are you searching for a body?
We're searching for Elijah. I don't know how that will turn out, but we are searching for Elijah.
The Two Rivers Police Department continuing to lead the investigation. That includes local, state, and federal authorities.
I am hopeful that we're going to find him.
Do you feel like you're closer today than you were 52 days ago?
I can't say that because until we find him, how can you say that?
Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Meinnert says it was early on in the investigation when it became clear Elijah Vue wasn't abducted and he didn't walk off on his own.
We learned that it was several hours prior that he may have walked off. So that changed the whole focus at that point because now we had an endangered child out with what was reported as possibly only a blanket in very cold temperatures in winter, and 3 years old. A 3-year-old can't care for themselves. So that's when everything changed.
Since then, Meinnert says authorities have followed hundreds of leads and conducted dozens of interviews and neighborhood canvasses.
We literally went into every home, talked to everybody that lived in each home. We checked every room, every cabinet, everything in those homes. It doesn't get much more thorough than that.
Investigators have reviewed more than 10,000 video clips. They've searched from land, air, and water. They've advised citizen searchers who volunteered their time to look for Elijah. And the chief believes, based on the investigation and tips that have come in, authorities have narrowed down their search area to a specific 15 to 20-mile area in and around Two Rivers.
At this point, I have a strong belief the areas that we're searching are the correct areas, and we'll continue to search them.
While Chief Meinnert says the number of leads coming in has decreased, investigators are constantly coming up with new investigative ideas. The search for Elijah Vue has been difficult on not only the police department, but also the community. But Chief Meinnert says they're trying to stay positive in their search efforts because they just want to bring Elijah Vue home.
Unfortunately, we have to be open to all possibilities. Clearly, some of these areas are not pleasant that we're searching. I wouldn't be happy if we found him in a sewer or a landfill, for instance. But at the same time, if that's where he is and we need to bring closure, we will.